So today I'm going to be installing the Honda 12 volt accessory socket on my 2021 Rebel 500. Alright, so let's look at the instructions we have. I'm going to try to provide a link for the instructions below. Alright, I've confirmed all the parts are in the box. So first off, they suggest removing the seat and disconnecting the negative cable from the battery. So since we're dealing with electronics, I am going to do that. We're going to use our 5mm hex tool to remove these two bolts to take off the seat. And then once you remove the two in the back, it just slides right out, as you can see. And here's our battery. Alright, so next we're going to remove the collar here, which still seems to be 5mm. We're then instructed to remove the tape around the wiring harness here. Alright, and once you remove this tape, I mean, it's pretty obvious where these connections are because the cable, it's much thicker in that area, so that's where these adapters are, and that's what we're going to connect to. So the next step is to remove the socket ring that's already attached to the outlet here. Alright, so and you're going to have to slide this rubber boot back in order to remove the collar, so that way it fits over this section here. Same thing when you're installing it in the stay. You want to keep the boot pushed back so the metal ring can, so the boot can fit through the metal ring with ease. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. And once you do that, you're going to slide the collar back on. Once you put the collar back on, you can go ahead and slide the boot back over. And as you're tightening it, just make sure, if you can see here, there is a groove on the back of the outlet when you're attaching it to the stay. You have to make sure that it fits in that spot so it's a snug fit. And then you can completely tighten the ring. So this part should be pretty obvious. The male connection is going to go to the female, and this male will go to the female on the bike. And once you make your connections, you're going to want to cover back up with the tape. Before I mount it, I'm going to test it out. Alright, so I got the key in the ignition, and I'm going to connect my iPhone just to make sure that it charges. That's what we want. It is charging. Alright, so it works. The band is back on. All the cabling should be secure. And so once everything is lined up, get the bolts back in. Alright, so that's it basically. I don't know why they just don't give this to you from the factory. There we have it, our 12-volt adapter. It'll make charging phones and everything for longer rides a lot easier. Alright, so my apologies for the worse audio at this part because I'm recording this afterwards, but I wanted to show you one other adjustment I made to this 12-volt outlet that I installed. I removed the weather sealed top piece of the whatever you call this of the outlet, and the reason why is because I wanted to basically just keep an adapter in there for my cell phones, and I found this, which includes a cover, so I'm just going to keep this in here at all times, so I always have it on the bike, and it has a weatherproof cover attached to it, so there's really no need for this, because this would not close, of course, because there's a different shape with a USB socket there. So anyways, that's what I did. This seems to work great, and I just had to tighten the bottom ring a little bit more since I removed this part to make sure it doesn't become loose, but otherwise that's it. And I'll put a link for this in the description too. This is nice to have this cover built in. A lot of adapters that I already have didn't have a cover, so I couldn't use them, so I ordered this one, and it was pretty cheap too. Alright, that's it.